In the year 2075, the Earth Defense Force received a distress signal from a mining facility on the surface of Mars. A group of rebels, who called themselves the Red Faction, had overthrown the ruthless Ultor Corporation after years of oppression. In response, the EDF launched a fleet of warships to Mars, to free the miners, bring Ultor to justice, and restore order to the Martian colony. Long before the liberation of Mars, EOS, the leader of the Red Faction, was keeping in contact with an anonymous employee, who worked within the Central Command of the Earth Defense Force. The contact within the Central Command assured her that with enough evidence of Ultor's wrongdoings, the corporation and its mining operations could be shut down, and the miners would be free. EOS tirelessly compiled dozens of incriminating files and data, including human rights violations, poor working conditions, and even murder, onto a computer disk, and held onto it for safekeeping. EOS later gave the computer disk to Ryan, who then passed it on to Parker. The disk was then taken to an Ultor communication center, where Parker used the data as part of a distress signal, which quickly reached the contact in the Earth Defense Force. This prompted a fleet of warships to leave Earth, and head directly to the Martian colony, to liberate the miners, and bring Ultor to their knees. The initial invasion of Mars went smoothly for the Earth Defense Force, with the majority of Ultor's security forces surrendering within the first few hours, and their entire air defense being destroyed in the first wave of attacks. However, the ruthless mercenary regiment, previously under the command of Colonel Masako, refused to give up, and continued to follow their final orders from Ultor, and destroy the entire mining complex, as a final-ditch effort to bury the corporation's wrongdoings. The EDF soldiers came under heavy fire from the mercenaries, and lost dozens of troops, as the mercs dug themselves in further, but they were soon overwhelmed by the sheer numbers of EDF reinforcements. Other EDF squads made their way to the ruins of Axel Capex Labs, in search for his nanotechnology, and other research that the EDF Central Command wanted to get their hands on. These soldiers soon faced the horrors of the sinister experiments, fighting off waves of the remaining mutants that emerged from the caves below. After the remaining mercenaries were defeated, the surviving guards, admins, and other workers were held in detention camps, before being shipped off back to Earth, to face trial for aiding the evil corporation, with the murder of hundreds of miners. Many took their own lives, not being able to live with the guilt. During this time, the EDF secretly shipped off samples of the plague, and other nanotechnology research back to Earth, making sure that the miner population were unaware of these activities. For the people of the colony, the liberation of Mars was over. The miners were free, but they would soon learn that freedom had a price.